Okay, I want to talk to you guys why you should use the slide stop release to chamber around after slide lock. So what we got here is a Glock 20 Gen 4 10 millimeter empty chamber, empty mag well. Not the magazine, but I'm going to put a snap cap in for a demonstration. So why you should hit the slide stop slide release instead of overhand to chamber around. I'll tell you why. So listen to me here, and I'll first of all we're going to cover why a slide comes forward on an empty chamber. This is what they say. The guys that like using this method, what they'll do for a rebuttal is they'll say sometimes the slide can come forward if you don't do it like this prematurely without a fully seated magazine. And I understand that does happen, but we're going to talk about why that happens. It's usually user error, a defective part, and stuff like that. That's all it is. Why a slide comes forward on an empty chamber. Okay, using a thumbs forward grip, which puts right thumb near the slide stop release. The remedy is not using that grip, but having a right thumb pressed on middle finger and left thumb over right. This keeps right thumb from touching slide stop, slide release before fully seating a magazine. You use left support hand thumb to hit the slide stop release. Okay, I'm going to show you that now. Okay, so what this is here is when people do the thumbs forward grip like this, which I don't like that kind of grip. Notice that if I'm seating a magazine, notice that there's a possibility now with that right thumb high like that I could hit that slide stop release before fully inserting the magazine, okay? That's a possibility, but if you change your grip to a good combat grip like you're supposed to, like this, what you do is you use that left hand, that left support hand, after seating the magazine, then bring the thumb up and then hit the slide stop release, okay? So that's the remedy for that. So the people that say you want to do this because the slide will come forward and stuff, they're talking about people that are using the traditional thumbs forward grip, which isn't a good grip because of that fact, because your thumb is lingering close to that area. Whereas if you have a grip like this, your thumb isn't going to be in that area to drop that slide prematurely. Okay, and the second thing, a defective slide stop slide release can make slide come forward before a fully seated magazine. Even if you don't touch it, simply replace the slide stop release. Okay, the next problem is, let's say that you are going to use your right thumb, or you're using the left support hand thumb, and let's say that you didn't hit it, but as you put the magazine in, the slide came forward without you even touching it. That's a defective slide stop release. You just replace it. It's that simple. So if it's a defective part, you need to get it fixed, send the gun back in. Okay, why should you use the slide stop release? Okay, there's many reasons why. Number one, it's one step instead of many steps. Okay, watch this. Watch this. It's only one step. After the magazine is inserted, the one step I have to do is take my left hand support and use that left thumb and drop the slide, and I'm ready to go, okay? So that's why. The other way, racking a slide, okay? The other way, racking a slide, watch how many steps I have to do, okay? Watch how many steps I have to do. I insert the magazine, okay? Now I have to break my grip coming up here, okay? So step one is moving from here to here. That's step one. Step two is grasping. Okay, step three is pulling. Step four is releasing. So I got 4 steps, okay, instead of one step. So there's more travel and there's more steps on that one. So you want to do something that's quicker to get to your objective so you can punch out and defend yourself. Okay, you don't have to break your grip, your two-hand strong grip, like an overhand rack. Okay, so when I have it, when I do overhand, okay, watch this. When I do it this way, I don't break my two-hand grip. When I do overhand, now watch, I have to break that grip. See? You have to break that grip right in the middle of a gunfight or even a physical fight, you have to break that grip rather than just hitting the slide stop, slide release. Okay. Number 3, it's just faster. It's just the way it is. It's faster. Less travel distance, okay? Same thing, less travel distance. I don't have to move all that way up here and here, okay? Less travel distance. Okay, you can punch out while hitting the slide stop, slide release. With overhand, you have to wait for the left hand, okay? So overhand, and when I go like this, I can just hit the slide stop, slide release as I'm punching out. But if I'm doing overhand, now I have to wait for this hand to come over and pull on that in order to go. You could try to do it like this, but the thing is that you have to have that pause, okay? And just hitting the slide stop, slide release, you don't need any pause at all. You don't need any pause at all. You can just ride that thing. You can just ride that thing like this. Watch. You push it in, you can go forward with it. You don't have to wait for this hand. You can just go forward. Because the hand is already here. You still have your good grip. And you're just hitting the slide stop, slide release. Your hand doesn't have to move from its original position and go up here. It stays in the same position. And that's what you want in a dangerous situation. You don't want to be doing all kinds of extra steps. Because when adrenaline's pumping and you have an emergency situation, doing less things is better than doing more things. Wouldn't you agree? Okay, it's easier in real defense situation to hit slide stop release. You could miss your overhand rack. Okay, you get in a gunfight or you're nervous, you're a police officer, you're coming up to a door, your hands are sweaty, okay? Your hands are sweaty, and it's much easier to do something like this on a reload than going like this and possibly slipping on that overhand rack, okay? So I'm just saying that, you can use this method, that's fine, but I'm just saying that people that say that you can't hit the slide stop, slide release, they really have poor arguments for why you shouldn't use it. You should use it. If you want to do it this way, fine. It's going to take you a little longer, and maybe you might not miss it. But the thing is, you have to admit that hitting the slide stop, slide release with this support hand, okay, makes it so that it's 1-2 steps, or 1 step after you're seated, okay? Whereas this method, you have to do a lot of extra things. And you would have to admit that the traditional thumbs forward grip isn't the way you want to hold a Glock. Because the Glock, you have the slide stop, slide release right there where your right thumb is, and notice that your thumb is hanging out there. So it's possible you could bump that thing and the slide goes forward and you're not even chambered, Or the other thing, like I said, is something's defective where you start putting in the magazine, but the slide drops, but you never hit it. Okay, that's a bad part. That's not the gun's fault. That's not a technique or a tactic fault. That's a gun fault. That's a gun part fault, I should say. Not the gun, but the part needs to be replaced. Just like magazines, just like mag release and other parts, you have to replace these parts. You can't just expect to run them forever. There's going to be times, even with Glocks, where you're going to have to replace magazines, where you might have to replace the catch. You know what I'm saying? Or even the slide stop, slide release. You might want to get one that is extended so you can hit it easier, okay? But with hitting it easier also causes you to hit it too early easier also before you seat that magazine. That's why this thumb should drop down to the middle finger and you should have a grip like this. The only difference between these two grips is this right here. There's not much of a difference, okay? There's not much of a difference. The difference really is that this kind of grip right here isn't a stronger grip. It's a weaker grip. This is a stronger grip right here. Because if you had to fire this single-handedly now, if you had to punch out single-handedly and you had to hit that thing with your right thumb, with one hand, okay, you have a strong grip that you can go back to like this and go like this rather than waiting and doing that piece of the puzzle thing, the thumbs forward grip type thing. But anyway, thanks for watching, you guys.